Alright guys, welcome back to the EMBN show with myself, Stephen Jones.
And myself, Neil Donahue.
Yeah. Today we are talking about, is there such a thing as eMTB season?
Right, Ferg, what are we actually doing in the EMBN show set?
Well, unfortunately, Steve had a bit of an issue with an apple and Neil is on a top secret mission in Europe, which you guys will find out about soon enough. But until then, you are stuck with us.
We do actually ride e-bikes as well, so we are more than qualified.
More than qualified.
Yeah, probably ride them more than Steve does.
Yeah, all right.
But what are we discussing this week?
Well, this week I wanted to touch on basically why we ride e-bikes. So is there such a thing as eMTB season? And it's obviously winter, it's super cold in the Northern Hemisphere and exceptionally wet. If any of you have seen any of our recent videos, you will know what I'm talking about. But I find myself in the winter when I was racing enduro and also more and more with downhill, I find myself picking up the e-bike when it gets wet to go out and ride because I can do more laps. It weighs a lot, so it gives me better grip and I can just generally have more fun in a short period of time.
Yeah, and this is actually the first winter I've had an e-bike at my disposal, so I am excited to have one available to ride. I think for me, what it is at the moment is on those days where I don't fancy going out because it's miserable and I'm tired for whatever reason, the e-bike's just like an easy, like it just makes you want to get out of the door. So I probably will end up riding a mountain bike more this winter. It does have a motor, but because I've got an electric one, whereas I might have rode like a turbo trainer or something in previous years. So I think for me, it will get me out the door a lot more.
I do have a confession.
Yeah.
I did actually ride one yesterday.
An e-bike?
It was sunny, but I was just like, you know what? I want to go and do maximum laps and have a massively good time. And it was super sloppy and it was honestly the most fun.
Yeah.
Which brings me on to, why would you ride an e-bike over, say, a conventional bike? Obviously, conventional bike, we use them a lot. They give you a really good base fitness. For you and I, getting that base fitness over the winter is super important, or definitely more important for me. I've got to work on it to be good for next summer. But I think that with the e-bike, I would ride it more in the winter than I would a normal bike. And so therefore, I'm not getting, on each ride, I'm not getting as much of a fitness benefit, but overall over winter,
you are
by using
cumulatively getting, because you're riding more.
Yeah, and I think with this whole new, this new understanding of zone 2 training and things like that, you're still getting a fitness benefit and actually you're really helping to build that zone 2 fitness, whereas otherwise I'm just redlining myself trying to keep up with you on the normal bikes. So I'm definitely loving the e-bike, but yeah, I guess the question is, do you think you would solely ride an e-bike over winter?
I'm trying to cling on to riding my normal bike for as long as possible because I do definitely feel like I can still raise my heart rate enough on an e-bike, but you don't have that torque for your legs. So I find if I ride my e-bike a lot and then hop back on a regular mountain bike, that feeling of like winching up a climb, you don't have on an e-bike. But it's that thing of like the conditions get so hard, they're so sloppy. Some of the climbs you get to a point where they're so difficult to ride on a regular bike, you're riding much higher than harder than you want to, you're like knackering yourself. Whereas the e-bike, actually, you can stay riding at the intensity you want to. But I think for me, it's not a bike that I would solely ride. It's like I'd have my normal mountain bike and an e-bike. But I do get, for some people, just riding e-bikes fit enough. In my case, I'm still trying to train for XC, so I still want that sort of regular bike. But for most people, I think an e-bike's enough, really.
Yeah, and I think moving away from the fitness benefit, I think especially in the Northern Hemisphere, we got shorter days, light is at a premium, really. You're not getting too much time. So going out on the e-bike, you're just getting more laps for your time.
Yeah, and everyone's not as lucky as us that they get a ride all the time. Like a lot of people can only go out for an hour, which an e-bike is amazing for.
Yeah, and I think especially in winter, like you say, like when you get home from a ride in the evening or you get home from work, I mean, you might be able to get a power hour on an e-bike where you just wouldn't get that on a normal bike. So I definitely think they've got their place, especially in winter, and especially in the UK. Winter and summer actually don't look that different. I know in other places in the world they do, but the UK, it's wet a lot of the time. So e-bikes for me, I'm getting more and more sold on them.
Yeah, you might be seeing you more on the channel.
No.
This would normally be the part where I'd ask the audience, do you ride your e-bike in winter? But then it's like, this is an e-bike channel, so of course everyone rides their e-bike.
Of course they do.
But I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. If some of you still ride a normal, regular bike, and it sounds like the e-bikes aren't regular, but if you still ride, do you tend to switch to your e-bike more throughout winter, or are you someone who just sticks to it all year round? Because yeah, I definitely think in the Northern Hemisphere, e-bikes are more of a winter thing, although to be honest, at our local trails, there's a lot of e-bikes about all year round now, isn't there?
Yeah. Let us know any of your favourite winter e-bike challenges, and let us know if the e-bike is the ultimate winter device.
So Ferg, I chatted a bit about it on the Dirt Shed show last week, and I thought that was going to be me done with it. But there's more 32-inch wheel chat this time on an e-bike, right? But it's not a double 32-inch wheel like you see in XC. It's a 32-inch MX mixed wheel size.
The Super Mix.
I know, it looks fairly ridiculous.
I think it looks amazing.
It does look cool.
If I was ever to ride a 32-inch, that's the one I'd need to go for because I have the shortest legs, so that's the only way I'm riding a 32-inch.
The front wheel looks ridiculous.
Can you imagine how much you could plow over stuff?
Yeah,
I guess the grip you're going to have on that front end would be unbelievable.
A lot of the 32-inch wheel bikes we're seeing at the moment do have these upside-down forks, like a Fox Podium as well, which is cool to see. I've never rode an upside-down fork yet. But I think that does look really cool, but the front wheel looks ridiculous. Do you think, because I was chatting with Neil about this, I can't see them coming to like Gravity eMTB. I think they're going to be a very specific XC thing. Do you think e-bikes will benefit from them and like Gravity style e-bikes?
I think that they're so much more specific. I think we had this exact same discussion when 29ers first came in. Everyone was like, oh, they're never going to go to Gravity. But then sure enough, the Syndicate switched to them.
Yeah.
We saw them win some races and naturally everyone switched to them. But I do think that there's a big difference between the 29 and the 32 in that, I mean, even for me on a 29, I really struggle with the back end sort of catching me. I've got short legs, and I think that you'll find, especially in downhill, riders are smaller. Like rider like Jackson Goldstone, no chance he's riding a 32-inch, or at least he's really going to struggle with tyre clearance. So maybe you might see the Super Mix wheel set, but for me, I think it'll probably just stay in there.
What a lot of commenters reminded me on the last Dirt Shed show is there's a lot of taller riders in mountain biking, and for us at 5'10",
I might be more of a gnome, admittedly. I'm more like
maybe
gnome.
This wheel size isn't for us, but if you're a taller rider and you ride e-bikes, this is probably amazing. And like with an electric motor, like the grip you're going to have and stuff is going to be insane, and how fast it'll roll.
It will let you get up some pretty cool things as well, I imagine. I imagine you'll be able to climb some pretty crazy
that is really cool. Let us know what your opinions are on the 32-inch wheel.
Are they here to stay?
Also this week, the Black Friday sale has been extended, so it's still up to 50% off on select items, so grab an offer while they're still there, because they won't be up for long. It's really great if you support us by buying stuff in the Black Friday sale, because it helps us produce all the content we make for you, and we can do cooler stuff. So check that out at the EMBN shop. The link will be in the description down below. I'm pleased to announce that the winners from our recent Met Helmet competition have been randomly selected. Drum roll, please. And the winners are Bruno and Matt. Well done, Bruno and Matt. You have both won a Met Terræ helmet, the exact same ones that are worn on EMBN and GMBN. Keep an eye on your emails and be in touch with us to claim your prize.
That brings us on to cool places. That's where you guys send us in your wicked photos of your bikes in some very cool places. And first up, we have Devil's Den in Arkansas?
Arkansas?
I don't know.
In USA.
In the USA. This was my first trip to this amazing trail on the Canyon Strive On. Well, I love a Canyon Strive On. You've ridden one of those?
No, I've rode one of those. They're amazing bike, and that looks like a really cool place.
It does.
Next up, we are from Riley. This is his 2023 Transition Repeater with the new SRAM 70 on it at Fire Mountain NC.
Big fan.
God, there's some awesome photos in here.
Next moves us on to Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson, where is he? Can you say this one?
Kananaskis Count. I've completely... Kananaskis Country
in
Alberta, Canada.
There you go, we can pronounce that.
We got there eventually. on a Norco. Now, this is where my lack of e-bike knowledge comes in. That is a Norco enduro bike. I can't.
It's got a Bosch motor on it.
It's got a Bosch. I think that's a Gen 5 from the rotation. See, I'm learning something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a pretty unbelievable backdrop. You just get to go to so many cool places so quickly. You can climb up. You're just. Well, you all right?
Yeah, that Bosch Gen 5 motor really did me in then. Yeah, it's
an
really
emotional motor.
Yeah, and then last up we have this beautiful scenery in the mountains of Northern Tyrol in Austria. That's an S-Works Levo, isn't it? Specialized. Is that a Levo or Canevo?
That is a specialized Levo, not a Canevo.
That looks awesome.
That does look awesome.
It's got some bar ends on there, inside the grip. Some setup though, isn't it?
Yeah. Some kind
That's a beautiful photo. A lot of it seems like you can just post all non-drive side photos on e-bikes.
Yeah, Rich would not be having any of that.
We won't stand for that in the Dirt Shed show, but they are some cool places. Thank you for sending your cool places in this week. Make sure to send them in for next week's show. Right, it is now time for this week's feedback, and this feedback was based around Steve's video on whether trail centres have become too gravelly and do we even need a mountain bike for it? Did you see it?
I didn't see it, but I get what he's on about. You do see a lot of trail centres now and bike parks using this all-weather material, which holds up better to the sheer amount and volume of riding that's going on, but it does make them way too smooth and possibly a little bit boring.
Yeah.
And as a result, I like to search for more gnarly, more natural trails, kind of escaping the trail centre.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people do that, but I do think that trail centres have their place, but it is getting a bit invaded by the gravel bikers.
Yeah, and other people seem to agree, but that which is not actually said, MTBs are really triggered by gravel bikes. It's hilarious. The MTB industry has been accounting for people who simply want to ride off-road casually for decades, and gravel have gobbled that market right up, which I do agree with in a way. Like, a lot of people do just ride their mountain bikes to get from like A to B. They don't need a 150mm full suspension bike.
I do.
Well, you do.
I need that at minimum.
I think gravel bikes are great for what a lot of people actually use their e-bike for. But yeah.
Maybe there's an e-gravel guy in you in the future.
I'm definitely not into e-gravel.
I reckon he is. And then in reply to Neil's video on winter riding, we've had Nimrod Dr. DC. I live in South Orange County in CA. Winter is a minor annoyance. I'm amazed how gnarly you guys are that you ride in the wet and rain. Well, I appreciate you calling us gnarly. And yes, we do ride in some pretty horrific conditions, but when the choice is to ride or not to ride, it's pretty easy, especially with the e-bikes.
I don't know if we're gnarly or just stupid, to be honest.
Arguably stupid, but it is fun once you get in and amongst it. We also had John Powell from Milwaukee work skin base layer with the battery heating people. From a guy who spends all winter fixing cars, vans and 4x4s in a big drafty tin shed with no heating, and they even get a gilet, Neil.
So basically what he's talking about, Milwaukee, the tool manufacturer, they do like heated like winter gilets and base layers. So I guess you could use them for mountain biking.
That would be quite nice.
Yeah. Be a bit of a fire hazard.
I'm up for it. I'm up for it. If it means I'm warm when I'm riding my bike, I'm all for it. Do they do heated gloves? I think that's the one I want. I want like heated gloves.
Can I just say on the opposite end of the spectrum, we've got McMenace. He just says, golf in the summer, e-bike in the winter.
Nah,
that's the wrong way round.
We can't be having that as well.
No.
Golf. We can't be having golf chow in here.
E-bikers are like the golfers of mountain bike. They pretty much.
I apologise, guys. This guy is looking to get cancelled from the EMBN show. Right, moving swiftly away from Golf Chan into the bike vault. First up, we have this wicked looking Amflow with some pretty custom parts.
Yeah, I know. So he says he's put a Zeb 170 up front, Olin's coil on the back, MX wheels, Maven brakes, and some 155 E13 cranks on there. 155mm length.
Yeah.
Which is really short.
You should definitely try them. They're amazing.
Yeah,
it feels so good. You feel way stronger on the bike. It's pretty
I
cool.
run 165s on my road iron, but never run them on the mountain bike. But that looks amazing. So next up we have
Etch, The first and last e-bike I'll ever be able to afford. The PNW version has mixed wheels and a coil shock. Fazua Ride 60 system. I'm tired of stealth colours, so I added every gold part I could find. Graphics and slick graphics.
That's bling, isn't it? That transition.
Customs. Oh, that is very bling. I love the gold race face wheels. They're sick.
Yeah, no, that's really nice. Do they do super nice and nice?
No, they don't.
They don't do it.
If there was one,
That would be a super nice from me. So,
What's next, James?
this is from James Sutcliffe. He recently bought this nuke-proof megawatt comp, my first eMTB, and I'm loving it. Wish I'd switched to e-bikes sooner. This looks amazing. It looks like it's in Yorkshire as well, so always good scenery around there. Yeah, it's amazing. It's non-drive side, which we'd normally again wouldn't like, but no, it looks really cool. I definitely think a lot of people have that. They stick with normal bikes for ages and then they wish they stuck to eMTBs. But what have we got next, Ferg?
Next up, we have Nick Maguire, custom-made eMTB, handmade right here in Massachusetts. Bafang motor with an 840 watt-hour battery. Now, I've heard good things about these Bafang motors in that they just have unlimited torque. They're crazy powerful.
So this is from a bike I hadn't heard of before as well, called Carbon Powerline. So it's a small MTB company out of Boston in Massachusetts. That's a really cool bike.
It looks very cool. Again, non-drive side.
Yeah, it's just an e-mountain bike thing, all you non-drive side guys.
But I do like how it looks with that lake in the background.
Super nice or nice?
It's nice. We're going to give it nice.
Yeah, I'll put my bell down quick.
Put your bell down. Who's next?
We've got Pete from Aberdeenshire. This is his 2022 Mondraker Chaser R. Top of Heartbreak Ridge, which is a pretty cool place.
Isn't that where, I think Heartbreak Ridge is where Rich went?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he had it on a conventional bike, which I think I'd far rather go up there on the e-bike.
Yeah, that looks really cool. Bosch CX Performance Gen 4 motor and a 750 battery. All work done by itself, says I'm a big guy and this bike's an absolute unit. That looks really cool, doesn't it?
That's very, very cool.
How many of that's super nice just for the location?
Yeah. Bing, 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 bing. Next up, we have Mickeltix with... Mickeltix, there we go, I can read. With a Fuel EXE basic 9.5 model with a few upgrades. Now, I have ridden one of these bikes. They are wicked. It's their lightweight bike.
No, it looks really cool.
It's super lightweight and it feels just like an enduro bike on your way down. And I love how stealthy that looks. That is looking pretty trick. So yeah, that would get a super nice from me. Yeah. I like that one.
Do you want to bring that? All that is left to do is tell you what's coming up on the channel this week. So first up, Neil is doing a video on why do I suck at climbing, giving you the best tips on how to improve your climbing on an eMTB.
And then once again, Neil is out discussing No One Tells You This About e-bikes. So
looking forward to that one.
Yeah, pretty interested to find out.
That has been the end of Ferg and I's first EMBN show together. I hope we haven't annoyed you too much. I think normal service will be resumed next week. Hopefully Steve's recovered from his Apple incident. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Let us know what you thought down in the comments and we'll maybe see you next week.
Cheers.
GMBN bloopers coming up.